It was something that just made me laugh. I was watching. I haven't watched the Superman animated series in a minute, and I was watching. Well, no, I'm sorry, not the Superman animated series, the Justice League series, and the old cartoon. And this episode brought back so many fun memories. I love every now and then when Superman gets petty. Every now and then, not all the time. You know, he's usually the Boy Scout, but I love it when he lets you know that there's levels to this. And the episode he had against Shazam, I ain't gonna front. They should have, if they put that and Black Adam attacking Shazam in the live action movies of Shazam 1 and 2, I think Shazam would have made billions. If they had them like the first one where Black Adam, like the second one, him and Superman have a clash, oh, it would have been amazing. Because I'm not a fan of the live action movies. The first one was alright. The second one was. So I think they should add. Anyway, bro, it's one episode where Shazam is in Shazam. If I remember correctly, does not show up in the Justice League series ever outside that one episode. And that one episode, bro, I'm not even gonna explain the plot. All I'm gonna say is Luthor was doing something. He was in his political run, and he was doing something that got Superman nervous. So Superman, not trusting Luthor, reasonably, which makes a lot of sense. You know, why would you trust Luthor, even if he's trying to play this good Boy Scout role? No, we don't trust Luthor around here. But Superman not trusting Luthor was about to destroy his plan, Luthor's building. Luthor built something for the community, as he said, and Superman was going to destroy it because he thinks it's a bomb underground. And Luthor's trying to soften Superman. He's like, no, it's not a bomb. He ain't listening to that. Superman's like, out of my way, Lex. Shazam, not minding his own business, decides to side with Luthor. And of course, Luthor's praising it up. And Superman's like, can y'all get out of the way? And push the bolt and was about to destroy the floor because he says a bomb under the floor. And bro, that started the whole brawl with Superman and Shazam because as Superman's about to punch the floor to make the hole, Shazam grabs his hand and is like, you can't just, that's all he said, because when he grabbed Superman's arm, Superman looked at him like, how dare you touch me? And Shazam's like, you can't just, and he just slings Shazam off of him. I laugh so much when I see that, because it's like, know your place. You're powerful, but when I say get out the way, that's exactly what I mean. And he throws Shazam all the way up, which makes Shazam mad. So Shazam attacks Superman, and they had this brawl in this community that Lex built. And Lex is playing this off. He's acting like he's like worried, like, oh no, Superman's destroying my creation. He's only doing that for the cameras. But outside of that, forget that plot real quick, because I just want to talk about the battle between Superman and Shazam. After Shazam runs up to Superman and hits him and like throws him in a building, Superman's like, oh, okay. And let me just show you what this is like. Let me show you what I'm about. And the whole time Superman is punching Shazam through a building and just knocking him out. And the thing is, they're punching each other. Like Superman would hit, then Shazam would hit. And Superman would hit like twice, Shazam would hit once. There's a difference, and I noticed it watching it again, if you listen carefully. The punches Shazam give and the punches Superman give are two different reactions. When Superman gets hit, it's like, ugh. And Superman goes right back. It's like when Superman gets hit, another punch is coming right back. When Shazam gets hit, it sounds like it hurt. It's like Superman, and Shazam is like, ow. It goes really quick. I never noticed it when I was a kid, but I noticed it watching it again. When Superman punches Shazam, you can tell it hurt. You don't see Shazam like, not like that, not yet. In the beginning, they're going through this building, and they're trading blows. It made me laugh because the only difference is Shazam was the one that's really feeling it. To be real, I don't even think Superman was feeling those punches that Shazam did. Now, granted, because for some people will be like, well, Shazam is really powerful. Granted, in this moment though, when Superman was laser focused the way he was, he may have felt it a little bit, but nothing near as when Superman was laying those punches. And I never paid attention to this part either. When they was trading blows, Shazam's the one flying backwards while Superman's going towards him. Superman was not stopping. He was like, I'm going to go towards you, and you're going to run back. Yeah, you hit me, but you're running back. That's something I noticed. You know, when you get older and you watch stuff more, you notice little nuggets. I'm like, Superman is walking towards you, while you're running backwards. And so anyway, as they're throwing punches, and they do that for a little bit, And Shazam does this nice combo to Superman, punches him like twice, and him in the gut, and then like hits him down to a building. Superman just bounces right back at full speed and does this 4-hit combo and hits Shazam to a building. It's a different reaction every time because while Shazam does that cool combo, when Superman gets hit in the building, Superman flies right back immediately. When it was Superman's turn, he did a full 4-hit combo. Shazam got hit to a building. He's laying there for a minute, and then when he, this is where I say he was petty. Superman didn't have to do all this. When Superman hit him to a building, Shazam gets up slowly, literally for 2 seconds, and then you see Superman coming, bullet hit him like a bullet straight down. Superman's like, no, don't get up, Superman. He did not have to do it. He was already getting up slowly. Shazam was in pain. Superman's like, nah, you haven't learned your lesson yet, and like bullet him all the way to the ground. And then Shazam gets a lucky hit on Superman, and again, doesn't affect him. He looks up and looks at Shazam. And you can tell, I love how they did this. They made Superman like ready for like, I'm ready. I'm not done yet. I always think of Clubber Lang in Rocky 3 when he was knocking Rocky down the first time, and you just see him get up. That's how it looked like Superman was. He was ready to keep fighting. But then when you see Shazam's side, Shazam is finally limping. Superman's like, I'm not done. He gets a vault from a bank, the big old vault, pulls that out, and just bam, slamming Shazam with it like 3 or 4 times. Shazam finally doesn't move. So Superman's like, all right, because Superman ain't gonna kill him. He just has to teach him a lesson. That's why I always say, there are moments I believe Superman has to let these people know, like, there's levels to this. Don't challenge me. That was what I was saying. Like, anyway, that's another conversation. I was about to get into something else. But, so the pettiest part of the whole thing was after he knocks out Shazam. So then Superman finally goes underground to do what he wanted to do, which was stop what he thinks is a bomb. Shazam, for some stupid reason, decides to meet Superman there. He's looking at Superman's looking at him like, what are you doing here? Have you not learned your lesson? And by the way, Shazam's coming in like in pain. You see him scarred up. Superman has no scars, nothing, and he's coming in. So that's not a hero. Like people was like, that's a hero. You keep standing. No, you gotta know when you're beat. Superman ain't gonna kill you. He's not a villain here. So take your butt whooping and just wait for Superman. If Superman messes up at what he's doing with Luthor, just let him make a mistake. But don't go in some more. But he went in for some more. He goes in hurt. And then he starts running to Superman. Superman just gives him this 3-piece. He punches him in the face, punches him in the gut. And the funniest punch is when Shazam got hit in the gut, he's down like this. Superman's above him. Bam! And like suns him. Knocks him to the floor, and how it looked in the sound effect, he went front punch, gut, looks at him, and like knocks him to the floor. And oh man, the way they had him, Superman look at Shazam, because Shazam's sitting there, and he's done. And Superman just looking at him like he's a piece of trash. How the camera looked at him, and yeah, so Superman walks away, about to do what he's about to do. Shazam, I said, was done. He's like, no, I'm not done. He grabbed, and now this was clever. I will give Shazam this. This was clever for Superman to be weak to magic. This was a cool idea. He grabs Superman, lifts him up, and says Shazam. And the lightning strike hits Superman, which is magic. Now, it's not regular lightning, it's magic. And it hurts Superman. It actually, for the first time, it damages his suit. All those punches Shazam did nothing. The Shazam did do something. And it hurts. You can hear the different, like I said, the sound effects when Superman was getting hit before sounded different this time. This one actually hurt. And then he says Shazam again. It hurts Superman even more. Now, here's the petty thing. And this is a moment that I remember as a kid. Even my dad was laughing when we was kids watching this. So after the second lightning strike, Shazam's like, Shazam, and right when he said Shazam, Superman breaks off of it, runs away, grabs Shazam, and lifts him up so he can get hit from the lightning. And then, that lightning makes Shazam turns back to a kid. The reason that's petty is because Superman broke out of it and walked away. He did not have to grab Shazam for him to get hit from it. But Superman was being petty because he's like, no, I want you to feel what I just felt. Superman didn't have to do all that. He could have broke away, wait for the ladies right here, and then like knock Shazam out for good, and just let him fall asleep. He was like, nah, I'm gonna break away, use my speed, grab you, and let you feel it. And I laughed when I love that whole fight. I love when Superman lets there's levels to this. You know what I'm saying? So, and then when Shazam turned to a kid, Superman's looking at him like, don't you dare say it. Don't you dare say that word. And then the kid actually had the nerve to try to say it. Shazam. Superman's like, no, fight's over. I was like, dang, you really bold. Superman whooped your tail. You still trying to say Shazam again? You try to fight again? It was like, no, stop. Even Superman's like, fight's over, son. Like, come on, man. Learn. You're a child, so let's be more patient, but it's levels to this. I always love that. And, dude, I know there's a plot between all that stuff, but I'm just talking about the battle alone was one of the greatest moments of Superman and one of the pettiest moments of Superman where he just had to let you know. Because there were some moments in there he didn't have to do all that. You know what I'm saying? So, but when he's serious, like I just want to teach you something. It works. It works, whether you like him or not. And so I love Superman. Batman's my favorite. And I will always say this. This is, all these powers that these other heroes have, they never win against Superman. My hero did. And y'all can complain all y'all want, talking about, it just takes planning. 90% of people going to have to plan against Superman. The other 10 are probably some celestial being that, can erase universes just like that. The other 90 going to have to plan. I never understood that when it came to Batman. Well, Batman has to plan. So does Wonder Woman. So does Lantern. Not many people can beat Superman straight up. Not the real Superman. I ain't talking about these other definitions where they try to make him weaker and all that stuff. No, I'm talking about the real Superman. Not many people can beat him. Mine did. Now, granted, it took planning. Yep, but one thing that I have that other hero fans can never have is Batman grabbing Superman, like in that cartoon movie, like the Frank Miller one, and he says, this is the day you know that I'm the one that beat you. As a Batman fan, I love that. I was like, yes. Because I love Superman, but he's not my number one superhero. But one thing I can say to the number one superhero Superman fans is we got that one up on you. Is that a human beat you, grabbed you, and told you, I'm the one that beat you. They can never change my mind. I will never live that down. It's like, that's one of the most famous comic books, and it's one of the greatest victories of all time. A lot of people keep saying Batman could lose to Iron Man. So has Iron Man beaten a Superman before? Has Wolverine beaten a Superman before? Well, it took planning. And it's better to plan than just to jump into war. So a lot of heroes would die if they just jumped into it. So, Anyway, though, that was one of my favorite Superman moments. It was showing his power and pettiness at the same time. Shazam is powerful, don't get me wrong. But in that moment, it was just, separate the men from the boys, bro. That was just, there's levels to it. Now, I know some people say that Shazam can be Superman. I don't think so. I believe, like, full power Shazam can compete. But be Superman, I don't think so. And actually, one thing I did like about that battle that I wish they started doing that more. Like, I did not like in that Superman movie where he had kryptonite and just immediately his face started deteriorating. I don't like that. I like those definitions where even if magic happens to Superman or kryptonite, he can push through it. It just makes him weaker. Now, the longer he's in it, he ain't gonna be able to move. But and other cartoons have done that too, where there's kryptonite, but Superman's still fighting. He's just not as strong, and he's getting weaker. It's weakening him. It's not just immediately put him to the floor. That was one thing I hope they changed in the James Gunn movies is don't let the kryptonite do that much. I know it was no sunlight and all that stuff, but I think he fell too easy. But I know they did that for the plot. But I like this one, like how even with the magic, as that's one of his weaknesses as well, not as strong as kryptonite, but still one of his weaknesses, he was still like, no, get off me, you take it. And there's been other interpretations like that with kryptonite as well, where he's like, okay, Metallo has the kryptonite, but I'm still going to fight back. And then if I can't beat him in enough time, then I'm going to lose. Anyway, let me know what's one of your favorite Superman moments. That's one of them. I got plenty of them, but yeah. And yeah, Batman is still better. I would never let that go. This is the day that you know that I'm the one that beat you. I love that line. I love that line. Anyway, I'll see y'all later.